Christopher James Barnett is an American professional mixed martial artist who competed in the heavyweight division of the Ultimate Fighting Championship. In today's video, we're going to talk about this UFC master and how he made a tremendous impact on the sport. Starting his professional career in 2009, Barnett fought primarily in Extreme Fighting Championships and started 5-0 with 4 knockouts. He also fought in other notable Asian organizations, such as the Risen Fighting Federation, Road Fighting Championship, and Inoki Genome Federation. After 12 years, Barnett finally got a call from the UFC to replace Askar Mosharov on short notice against Ben Rothwell at UFC Fight Night 188 on May 22, 2021. He lost the bout by submission in the second round. In September 2021, news surfaced that Barnett had tested positive for marijuana stemming from his UFC debut, and he was suspended for 4.5 months, becoming eligible to return on October 6, 2021. In his next fight, Barnett fought John Valenti in Valenti's retirement fight at UFC 268 on November 6, 2021, in Madison Square Garden. He won the fight by technical knockout in the second round via spinning wheel kicks and punches. The win earned him the Performance of the Night Bonus Award. Barnett next faced Martin Buday at UFC Fight Night 206 on April 16, 2022. Barnett lost the fight via a technical unanimous decision after being rendered unable to continue due to an unintentional elbow to the back of the head in the third round. Barnett most recently faced Jake Collier on September 10, 2022 at UFC 279. At the weigh-ins, Barnett weighed in at 267.5 pounds, 1.5 pounds over the non-title heavyweight limit. Barnett was fined 20% of his purse, which will go to his opponent Collier. Barnett suffered a knockdown and heavy ground and pound in the first, however, he rallied and won the fight via TKO in the second round. Physically, the man who goes by Hovey Bear is a walking contradiction to everything the common fan might associate with being an MMA fighter. There is no ridiculously chiseled physique, angry walkouts, or no over-the-top pre-fight banter. What you get from Barnett is an exceptionally large man, 5 feet and 9 inches, 295 pounds, with an even bigger smile. There is nothing wrong with being different, and Barnett is one of the few fighters in the history of the sport to truly understand that notion. But for opponents, it has to be a bit off-putting to have the man they're about to fight smile and dance his way to the ring in a life-size bear costume, with Pharrell Williams' Happy Blary in the background. Fans, on the other hand, tend to view Barnett as a breath of fresh air. It's almost like you have to have a character, or you're just another fighter. Barnett said in a phone interview, "A lot of fighters, some of them love to fight, some of them it's just for a check. I love to entertain, that's my whole thing. I win fights because of my fans, especially in Japan. I want to say they almost worship you just for you being you. It's me being me when I'm coming out in a bear suit, when I'm out there dancing and whatever. You can see me doing the same dance moves in the ring in the club later on that night. I get the factor of these people paying their hard-earned money to come to see me. So why not give them a show? What's that movie line? Are you not entertained? Even when I lost to Eric Prindle, I still dance for the crowd and whatnot just because if it was me in those seats. I'd want to see a show. I came for a show. So please give me a show." Who isn't entertained by super heavyweight performing handstands, flying knees, spinning heel kicks, and Superman punches? Don't let the costume and jovial entrance music fool you. Barnett is a talented fighter with the unique ability to perform some amazing techniques for a man his size. His footwork and striking movements are fluid and almost seem effortless. The combination of an exciting fighting style and an alluring personality is typically the recipe for success in the fight business. But Barnett has yet to test himself on the big stage. The two biggest hurdles in his career thus far have been his weight and an excessively long layoff. Barnett credits the latter to a dispute with Extreme Fighting Championship. Are you enjoying the video so far? Please like, comment, and subscribe to our channel to get more content in the future. According to him, the promotion stopped booking him for bouts, and his contract made it impossible for him to continue to compete and make a living elsewhere. Me and that promoter at the time, he wanted to prove a point, said Barnett. This was a time when XFC was making some noise and getting on AXS TV. He had fighters coming up, and they wanted to fight outside of the organization because he wasn't putting on shows. So my thing was, if you're not honoring your side of this contract, then shouldn't I be able to go? It was nasty. I still have text messages of them saying, "Oh, you'll never fight here," and I'll call this promoter and tell them that you'll never do this. It was just bad. I initially signed with them because I was green, and I was happy to be a part of something. In my mind, it was, oh, there's no way they'll ever take advantage of me. They love me. Boy, was I wrong. There that doubt set in because I would talk to a promoter, and it would turn into, well, we just talked to this guy from XFC, and he told us that you said you didn't want to fight for us in our show and this and this. I was like, I'm talking to you right now, telling you that's not true. But because he had pulled as far as, I'll help you and I'll help you out, they went with what he was saying. They didn't want to bring drama to their organization because of what I had. There were many times when that was it. I was like, I'm glad I got to do it. It was tough. It was very tough to fight that feeling of I may never get to fight again. But the tough times didn't last. Barnett finally figured out his contract situation and returned to action in February for Square Ring Promotions against Demorio Dennis. It was the first time he had stepped foot in the ring in nearly 3 years. Ring rust didn't appear to be much of a factor in the bout, as Barnett picked up a second-round TKO. He would then go on to win his next 3 bouts by TKO to extend his professional record to 11-0. Despite having 4 fights already under his belt this year, Barnett plans on competing 2 more times. Once on December 5 against the Ultimate Fighter 10 cast member Terrell Strunover, and again on New Year's Eve in Japan against Shinichi Suzukawa. After these 2 bouts, Barnett hopes to shed the extra pounds so that he can make his long-awaited heavyweight debut in Bellator, WSOF, or UFC. It's a goal, especially with Bellator. That's one big thing I'm shooting, and because Bobby Lashley is in there, and we were supposed to fight a couple of times. And I'll just say that stuff happened where it didn't go down. Bellator is definitely a big goal, but other than that, I've been fighting at super heavy, and none of the mainstream and American leagues have a super heavyweight class. 2015, I'm dropping back down to 265 because that's where I started. If Barnett makes the 265-pound limit and continues to win, everything else will take care of itself. You can't help but be pulled in by his beaming personality and wicked breakdancing moves. You can't help but be drawn in by his infectious smile and wicked breakdancing moves. Far too few fighters have his level of entertainment value. The world, as the saying goes, is Barnett's oyster. Speaking of oysters, the price of fame for the now 295-pounder is exorbitant. He gave the only answer he could think of when asked what food he misses the most from his current diet. He says it's food. If Barnett makes the 265-pound limit and continues to win, everything will fall into place. What are your thoughts on today's video? Please let us know in the comment section below. And if you haven't done so already, make sure to subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell so that you don't miss any of our incredible videos. Keep an eye out for the next video. Bye for now.